Good morning, Schenectady High School students. Today, I just want to say, update, we're still in the same room, just different part of the room. I have this nice spinny chair now, a little more professional. And we'll be having not more professional guests, but we'll be having guests with a title. Look forward to that. We do not have school Monday due to Indigenous Peoples Day. If you're celebrating Indigenous Peoples Day, you should tag the Aronzo Network. That's our Instagram. If you're following us, we're going to do giveaways in the future, like Dunkin' gift cards and such. And if you want to win those, make sure you're subscribed. Send a screenshot of you being subscribed. And around the end of every month, we'll be giving away like a Dunkin' gift card, PlayStation gift card, Xbox gift card, stuff like that. So while I was editing, I basically realized that I forgot to talk about the fire drills that happened on the day of recording. I don't know why they happened. I don't think anyone does. And I have a student talking about the fire drills as they were happening. We're gonna go put her on right now. All right, we're outside with Dakota. This is the fourth fire drill wrapping up.
And I think it is freezing. I think whoever keeps pulling these fire sticks need to stop because it's fucking cold.
Really? Thank you.
And that's it.
All right, thank you, Dakota. Thanks again, Dakota, for your 2 cents. Now, I'm gonna go introduce you guys to our first guest of the day. Our first guest of today is a player on the varsity girls soccer team, the defender, our big left back, Anaya Briscoe. Hello, Anaya. How are you today?
I'm very good. How are you?
I've been better. So, let's start with, you're playing soccer. What got you into soccer, Anaya? What made you a soccer player?
Actually, I don't know if you know Logan England, but in the 3rd grade, he invited me to play on his mom's soccer team. His mom was coaching, and I was like, sure. And then ever since then, I've just been playing soccer.
So Logan England is a kid that goes here? He's not in England?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
His last name is England.
All right. So, when was your most recent soccer game? I'm not a big fan of soccer. I've never really gone to any soccer game, boy or girl. It's not a sex thing.
Yeah.
How was your most recent soccer game, or was it?
We played against Ava Park on Tuesday. We played against Ava Park on Tuesday. It was a good game. We tied 0-0.
That's Schenectady has a true rival, someone maybe just as bad as us. Is that a typical, experience for the soccer team?
We usually have some pretty bad losses, but Ava Park last year we had a very good game against them as well. It was 2-1. Now this year we stepped up, had an improvement, and tied 0-0.
Going places.
Yeah.
So Ava Park, obviously an away game. What's it like over at Ava Park?
Their field was so bad. Their grass was horrible. No disrespect to Ava Park. But the grass was horrible, but it was a fun game overall.
So you're saying Ava Park is a worse school than Schenectady High?
Their field. I don't know what it's like on the inside, but the field was bad.
Recently, we had Cyrus Yao, the volleyball player, here, and he was talking about, oh my gosh, Saratoga is so cool. I could see my own future through the reflection of the floor and whatnot. So I feel like it's a very interesting opinion too. Well, obviously, they're 2 different schools, but typically everyone calls Schenectady the bad school. Do you agree with that? Do you think we're the bad school?
I don't think we're the bad school. Architecture-wise, we have a really nice field. In the Capital District, I think we have one of the best fields, actually. Our field is neat, and then our scoreboard is really nice, too, as opposed to other schools. But, our building is probably a little bit uglier than most schools.
Do you want to see changes to the building as a senior, or do you not really care because you are a senior?
I don't care because I'll be out of here.
Great. So typically I'd ask more soccer-related questions, but since I'm not a soccer fan, no disrespect, I'm going to talk to you more about personal things, like how you feel about the school. You just told us to be out of here. But in your time of going here, has that been a fun experience as a senior?
My senior year, it's only been a month and some weeks. But honestly, it's been really good. I've had a lot of work I've had to do, but honestly, my senior year has been kind of lackadaisical. I haven't really done much. I've done a lot, but I haven't, workload, it's not as stressful as it was last year or previous years.
I'm gonna rephrase the question. In your past 4 years of going here, how has Schenectady High been from 4 different schedules and different rules and policies?
I remember our freshman year, when we had the change to the mod schedule, and we did like the big protest and everything, and it was just chaotic. But then like everyone actually ended up liking the mod schedule, and then they switched us back to this, which honestly I'm not too fond of.
I remember back then, there were, I feel it was more seniors of that year fighting for a standard schedule. And honestly, I feel like for some classes it wasn't ideal. Like an hour and a half of gym, I had at the end of the day, so I didn't mind. But an hour and a half of math class or an hour and a half of, I don't know, makerspace. No disrespect to makerspace, but I don't want to be in that room. It smells like factory, so it's not pleasant for an hour and a half.
I actually like the makerspace room, but
it's no disrespect to the big teacher, like the room. It's just it stinks like factory. I can't be in a factory.
No, I think the mod schedule was good because you get more time to learn. Like I really liked when we had band with the mod schedule, I had more time to practice.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. You play the trumpet, right?
Yes, I'm an athlete and a musician, and I just got a scholarship today, $200 for private lessons from one of the professors at SEC.
So would you resonate more with your trumpet side or more with your soccer side? Is that a?
I think it's both. I like both equally. I think I lean more towards soccer because I've done it longer. But once I'm like in the band room, like I'm in my zone, like I'm ready, I'm playing, I'm in it.
So you've been playing soccer since 3rd grade. How long have you been playing an instrument in general? Like
since the 5th grade, so 7 years. So I've been playing soccer for 8, and I've been playing the trumpet for 7 years.
And you never switched instruments? Never?
No,
Always trumpet?
Trumpet's my home.
Yeah, I've been moved around a lot. I started actually on trumpet, but then I got switched to baritone, and then I got switched to tuba, and I was stuck on the tuba, and then I quit band and switched to jazz band. Now I get to play the bass. So I'm stuck on rhythm. My whole life I've just been playing side, unfortunately.
No, you're sick on the bass. Every time I hear it, I'm like, my face is like, when you hear a good song, you're like, ooh.
I tend to spit fire. I don't mean to toot my own bass, but I spit a lot of fire.
Yeah, I'm not a jazz person, but I did it because I want to major in music, so I need to branch out.
And I feel like the fun part about jazz and what makes it better than concert band is it's really just, how do I say this? It's more so music that's has a nice more feel to it. Like in concert band, you're playing the kind of stuff that was, I would say, not even classical, like ancient. Like
yeah.
I remember we did the song from Austin Powers, and that's the only song I've ever recognized from that band, from concert band. But jazz band, I may not recognize the songs, but it's still stuff like I hear other people talking about. You know, I hear Miles Davis around. I don't hear William Windforth III and his symphonies. It's definitely a nice change of things. So other than I suppose jazz band, are you in any interesting classes this year? Anything crazy? Anything cool?
No, that's it. My life is really boring, not gonna lie, guys.
Well, I hate to push you away with your boring life. I have one last question, and when is your next game? Is it a home game? Is it anywhere? Are you looking forward to this game?
We have a game today, guys. That's why I have my jersey on. We have a game today, and it's against we have a game against Saratoga today.
Oh, wow.
And we're just talking about their field, their school.
Yeah, hopefully, I mean, it goes well against Saratoga, but for the audience, I'll be seeing this because I tend to upload this. No, I will be uploading this at the beginning of next week. Do you have any games next week?
We have senior night the 17th. We have our senior night the 17th.
Are you looking forward to senior night? Is that a big deal for you?
I am. I think I might cry. And it will be my last game as well, so there's going to be tears.
Are you going to try any other sports after? Is there a unified soccer league? Is there anything like that?
I think when I go off to college or whatever in the future, I mean, if they have any soccer clubs, I'll probably join, but I'm just focused on music, my career in the future.
All right, Anaya, it's been a pleasure. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Next up, we have the Senior Student Council Vice President, Luna. Last name, I'm not sure. Come on, Luna. Wow. The lack of clap for Luna. That is interesting. You all voted for me, but you're not going to clap for me?
Love you, Luna. Sorry, guys.
All right, so Luna, first question, not even a question. Congratulations on making Vice President. It's 10 people. 10 people went for Vice President. Do you feel special like everyone, not everyone obviously, but a lot of people voted for you.
Yeah, I guess I feel special. I mean, knowing that there were people out there who wanted to vote for me and knew me enough to vote for me was kind of like crazy to think. I don't know.
Do you feel like if you did vice president or even president, you would, not vice president, let me say that again, because that was silly of me. Do you feel like if you were to go for president, you still would have won the election, or do you feel like I don't mean to get involved in myself talking about these school politics, but do you feel as if that's because there was a certain candidate running that may have had his or her position locked in from the beginning?
Yeah, I mean, the ideal, of course, is to run for president, but I knew who was going to run, and I knew the popularity that, I'm just gonna say, Nick had, and I really did believe that he would have been a great president. I told him that last year. So I knew that going up against him would probably be impossible. And so I thought, vice president, that's a good second choice, second option. And if I was to be his vice president, I would have been happy because, again, he's like an amazing guy.
What's it like to be vice president? What's that like?
I don't know. I've only been vice president for like 2 weeks or something. It's like, I haven't really done much. I mean, I didn't realize how much stuff I had to do, I guess. Like, I've been writing a lot of stuff down, helping plan stuff, writing emails. It's actually kind of crazy. I've been really busy doing vice president stuff, so it's kind of crazy.
Do you feel like president is obviously a much harder job? You're the president junior, if you will, so president senior is going to be dealing with a lot of stuff. Now, do you have any plans as vice president? Like, obviously, you want to be vice president. You obviously must have had something that you were looking forward to do with your vice president powers.
So the main reason I wanted to run for vice presidency was because last year I felt like the student council wasn't doing as many activities to promote student like patriot pride, for lack of better term, but patriot pride. There wasn't really a lot of activities for seniors and for other classes and grades as well. So the reason I wanted to become vice president was because I wanted to do stuff like senior sunrise, or maybe like a sports game or some other fun activity to get like morale up within the school and get people excited to come to school and want to come to school.
I feel like that's what I'm trying to do with this. The main goal of this is to, I suppose, bring students together. So I hope you all watch this when I post it on the SHS stories. And I guess since I brought said SHS stories, I'm just going to bring this up real quick because it was a big deal for a few people for literally less than a day right before the election. So as you're aware, your competitors, you had a few. I'm not going to name all their names, but I'm just going to say one of them, Jeremy, who was running, obviously vice president, and people were posting stuff. Do you know these people at all? This isn't an interrogation by any means.
No, I didn't know who was doing it. Honestly, I didn't really care that much. It hurt my feelings a little bit because it's like, okay guys, you didn't have to go that far. But whatever. It's in the past. I'm over it, really.
All right, because my thing with it was that people posting at any event to begin with, the stuff, don't vote for Jeremy. It you look like a tuna, vote for Luna. I forgot what it was.
It was something for my
for Luna, you'll smell like tuna.
Yeah, which is not a diss at me, it's a diss on anybody voting for me, so.
Yeah.
Not true, guys. But I feel like the whole thing was bad. Literally, yeah, like you said, literally the day before the election, the amount of attacking people on that Snapchat story was absolutely psychotic. You did not have to do that. We do not have to put down other people to help better our campaign or our agenda of becoming vice president. We didn't have to do that. It's vice president of high school at Schenectady High, guys.
Not even president. It wasn't.
It's not even president. It's not.
Second in command.
Yes, it's a very serious position to have, but we didn't have to do that. We didn't have to attack people, guys.
This is why you're vice president.
Oh.
This is why you're vice president. She's running for peace between students.
I am.
Well, she ran for peace between
did.
students.
Gandhi.
Yes. No, he was a creep a little bit, guys. Let's not.
Do you feel like you had not sort of an advantage, but definitely something in you that the other candidates didn't? You can't say peace now because I said it. But.
Yeah. I don't think so. I didn't really know the other candidates that well besides Emar and Jeremy. I didn't really know anybody else who was running, so I don't know what I had that they didn't have that made me better than them, because I feel me, Emar, and Jeremy all had very similar incentives for running for vice president, so I don't really know. I was still surprised when I got it, honestly.
Did you participate in any of their student council, like fundraising in junior year, stuff like that? Were you?
Not like student council, but I mean, I am part of NHS, and I was part of the PPC like freshman year, and then I like dropped it, and then I did NHS, so I was like too busy doing that. So I mean, I was doing a lot of fundraising for like NHS and SYE, and yeah.
So I'm only aware of 2 out of those 3 groups. The SYE being the Schenectady Youth Experiences, which takes you on field trips. We have the PPC, Patriot Pride Committee, which is effectively student council, but sort of like when it's open. Like you weren't a part of it, but you participated in their events.
Yeah, like I went to meetings, I helped set stuff up, and I don't remember, it was freshman year, that's like forever ago. I don't remember what I did then.
You're making us feel old.
It's like
It's a room
dark
full
time.
of seniors.
Yeah.
Forever ago. Wow.
Dark time.
I have gray hairs already. Well, what is NHS? What is?
Oh, National Honor Society.
Oh, yeah, that's what
Yeah.
it was. I'm not in it.
It's like the main like fundraising and doing stuff like to get volunteer hours.
Now, you are vice president, and as vice president, that's a title that holds a bit of weight. Like, there's 2 words in it. One of them's president, big word. How much power do you really have as vice president? Like, you guys organize stuff, but doesn't the president mostly organize that stuff? Like, how does... Let me say it like this. So, our current homecoming theme, or our definitive homecoming theme, is Hollywood. I'm going to play the little ad that Nick posted on the SHS story right about now, this little ad in the dance room. But how did that meeting go down? How did you guys come up with the Hollywood theme?
So the original idea was to do like a Hall of Fame, because it's the homecoming dance is based off of the homecoming football game. So Hall of Fame, like Hall of like famous athletes. So that was the initial idea that was given, and then it kind of slowly led its way into red carpet, and then tying back to the prom theme. I don't know if anybody went to prom, but it was the same like Hollywood fame red carpet. So we kind of already had a couple of like decorations from prom that we could have used to save money. So I guess the Hollywood idea came from the Hall of Fame, which was like the red carpet and like recognizing the athletes and all they've done like this past fall. What is it called? Fall
Season,
yes.
So it's more sort of a knights at the round table discussing something. So what power do you have at this table? Like, I'm assuming you don't get like just shut down anyone's idea, obviously, and your idea doesn't hold any more weight than someone else's. But what exactly do you get to do as vice president at that table?
So I'm gonna be honest, I was just like changing the slideshows at the meeting, but basically as like being vice president and then Nick being the president, we basically just we bring up a topic of discussion at the meeting, and then everybody that comes to the meeting can bring up their own personal ideas and anything that they want us to add, and we just call on them. We take it into account. There's somebody that's always writing stuff down, and then me and Nick, then afterwards we will come together and we just discuss everything that's happened, and we try to figure out the best way to move forward with what we have and what we know the kids want to do.
So you guys host the meetings with a teacher, and the teacher, I'm assuming, brings these things into account, like homecoming, for example. Like, you guys didn't decide the homecoming date, but she gives you, like Ms. Weidel, I'm assuming, gives you what you guys need to do, and then you guys just figure it out from there.
Yeah, they don't step in too much within the meetings. It's really a lot of like student-based like conversation and planning. So they're there just to tell us, like, let us know, like, okay, well, we have to get like schools like approval or the athletic administration's approval to do stuff. That's really all they're there for.
All right, and do you know anything about fundraisers? I have a few questions from students, and one of them is, what are any upcoming fundraisers that they could participate in, or anything in the future? Because you're not the fundraising committee, but as vice president, you would be the second pair of eyes, or I suppose third next to teachers, overseeing everything.
So for fundraising, I can't actually give too much away, but there's something that we're hoping is going to happen where we might need help selling stuff. But that's a chance for fundraising. I can't say what it is just in case it gets disapproved and people get mad about it not happening. We're also doing a haunted house in viewing, which I don't know if people are supposed to know about that, but we are signing up to help participate in it. But if you guys want to participate in it, just go into the PPC Google Classroom. You can sign up to help fundraise for that and help set up for that. Those are some fundraising opportunities that I remember are currently happening.
Okay. Another student question is, well, I don't think he understands. I put the question in simply to, make sure that students get to ask their questions. But, you're the student council vice president, not the superintendent.
Yeah.
Can you do anything about the bathrooms?
I can mention the bathrooms to the president, and then the president probably has more control over that than me. But I don't really know if I can do much about the bathrooms. Like, I can't really go there and clean it,
Yeah, it's not up to you to change the
That's
sinks out.
really weird.
And pick out of all the guns. Got the guns.
Whoa!
The gum. And vapes. The gum and vapes.
Okay.
All right, so that's all. Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
No, I don't think so.
All right, Luna, I hope to have you here in the future representing student council.
Yeah,
and
sure, I'll come back.
have a nice day.
Thank you.
All right. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for today. Make sure to go to Anaya's senior night soccer game. And remember, we have no school on Monday, and we come back on Tuesday, which will be an A day. Follow our Instagram to make sure you can get updates on future videos. And on top of that, we will be doing the giveaways. There will be one at the end of November. Hopefully, most definitely, most probably, definitely likely. And with that being said, good night, or whatever.